Welcome to This Week in Crowder College, an in-depth look into how Crowder College students, faculty, and staff are working together so students soar to new heights, communities are impacted, and lives are changed. This Week in Crowder College is sponsored by the law offices of Wood and Peterson in Neosho, specializing in workers' compensation, personal injury, Social Security disability, and more. Learn more online at neoshoattorney.com. Now here's this week's edition of This Week in Crowder College.
Hey there, Four States. This is Luke Taylor, and welcome to another edition of This Week in Crowder College. And I'm really excited today to be speaking once again with Annie Smith. She is the director of the theater department over there at the college, and she's going to be telling us about the new performance that has been opening up this weekend. And so, hey, Annie Smith, thanks so much for joining us once again.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, so Ordinary Days, that's the opening production right here going on at Crowder. Tell us all about it.
Well, Ordinary Days is our musical for this year, and it follows four different people living in New York City, trying to make connections, sometimes missing and sometimes succeeding. It's a really sweet show that has some really great music. It's not a super well-known show, but we are just loving it. The more and more we work on it, the more we fall in love with it.
Well, it says here that it's about four young New Yorkers whose lives intersect. And so are you guys creating like a New York setting there on the stage?
Yeah, we have some different kind of popular locations in New York, including one of the most famous museums that they have. And they have even just, well, I should say they go to famous places like that, but then they also go to the mundane places like Starbucks. So the musical tries to kind of encapsulate all of the different elements of just the life living in New York, where some things are very exciting and some things are very mundane.
Okay. And so this opened up, I guess when people hear this, it opened up last night, but when can people catch this over the next few days?
Oh, we still have two more performances. We'll have another performance tonight on Saturday. It'll be at 7 p.m. And we'll have another performance on Sunday at 2 p.m. And one thing we wanted to let people know is that we now can accept credit cards and cashless payments at our box office. And people can come 30 minutes before the show to purchase the tickets.
Okay. Well, yeah. You guys are adapting to stay up with the times.
Yeah, doing our best.
Yeah. So Ordinary Days. And so this is a story about, it's set in New York. And I remember from my theater production class that there's a lot more that goes on to putting on a play than what just people see on the stage. There's so much preparation, all this stuff behind the scenes, and even things like set design. I never really thought about that when I'd go to watch a play as a kid. But even just all the work that goes into creating the sets. And can you just tell us a little bit about some of that work that went into setting up this production?
Well, when it comes especially to the set design, we are very fortunate that we have our technical director, Monty Putau, who he is brilliant. He is the guy you want when you want to problem solve something. Because there are some elements in the show where there are quick changing from location. And he even created this really great pivoting system on some of our flats. And it's just beautiful to look at. And there's all these other artistic elements that he's added with cutouts of the city skyline to help tie everything together, that help remind the audience that, yeah, we are in New York City. Outside of that, we've had our fantastic costume designer, Tori Cobb, and she has gone out of her way, again, to just really capture who these characters are on stage. And then even with that, because like you said, in theater, it's a lot of people. We have our lighting and sound designer, Stephen Evans, who has just worked magic in those areas. But one of the most important people that sometimes people forget in a musical is the musical director, and that is our music instructor, Mr. Lucas James. And he has worked with coaching actors in the singing. He's helped organize the music and work with our accompanist. And he's just pulled out some just wonderful performances from these actors.
Okay. And then, I like highlighting those people who do all that behind the scenes and preparation work, because that the people down there on the stage don't really shine unless all this other work has gone into it too. So, but some of the people who will be seen on the stage, it includes Elijah Wall of Granby, Angela Carter of Fairview, Taylor Lewis of Carl Junction, and Caroline Cole of Granby. And they play some of those principal cast members who are going to be down there on the stage. And there's some other supporting cast as well. But tell us a little bit about some of the performers that people can see this weekend.
Well, some of the performers are new to our stage, and some they have been on our stage many times before. And just with our mix, we have some just a wide variety of people with different experiences that they're bringing to the stage. But they're all just doing such a great job. It's hard to even focus on one of them because they've all worked together as an ensemble so well. And even with our actual ensemble members that are, filling out the scenes and are actively participating in the scenes as well, they've all just come together to make such a cohesive show. It's hard to single anybody out, but say that they're all just doing such a great job.
Well, that's good to hear that, I've never been to a Crowder play performance before where I was disappointed. I always have a good time. And so I hope people will go and check out Ordinary Days. It's going to be playing just tonight and tomorrow. And we do hope people will take advantage of that and also support our local college in doing so. And we've been speaking today with Annie Smith. Annie, did we get everything covered? Is there anything else people need to know?
Well, I just let people know the prices of the tickets. When musicals, we have a slight adjustment. So a general admission ticket is $15, but we do have discounts for seniors and students that are only 13, and for children 12 and under only $11. And again, those can be purchased at our box office 30 minutes before the curtain time.
Okay, and so that's where people can go to find out about those tickets and also see a number here, 417-455-5678, and if they need more information about this. And we've been speaking today with Annie Smith. She's a theater department director. And hey, Annie, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope to see everybody at the theater.
Thank you for listening to This Week in Crowder College. This Week in Crowder College is sponsored by the law offices of Wood and Peterson in Neosho. You can listen to this broadcast again by going online to kneo.org or to crowder.edu. Tune in once again next week for another edition of This Week in Crowder College on KNEO 91.7 FM.